Hey everybody, welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, and with me as always are my fabulous co-host. Wait a minute. I usually have two fabulous co-hosts.
Oh.
Who's my fabulous co-host that's here today?
I'm here. It's Diana.
Hey Diana.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jackie today though. I know maybe
she's at her own house today.
Maybe, I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. I'm getting a text. Wait. It's from Jackie. Looks like she got kind of tired of all the jokes about vacations we've been having this whole summer and how, I can't believe we have to do these previews. And it sounds like she actually got herself a podcast agent who was able to get her time off, which I didn't know you could do that. Oh wait, hold on. She sent a video message. I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Gang,
hold on,
Jackie.
Here it goes. Ready?
I am on site in vacation land. So I'm not here for the preview this week for Supervision September. I'm going to pass off my responsibilities for emails to Diana and Rob as they are going to host the show. So see you in spooky October, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll do our best, but I guess it's tough. We're trying to run this here podcast, which, for new watchers, new listeners, is all about applied behavior analysis, and literature that goes with it. It was a dramatic pause there.
I didn't know what was going on.
Where every week we talk about a relevant topic in the field and relevant research articles.
Not irrelevant.
Not irrelevant.
Relevant.
No, we try to be relevant.
A
relevant topic or articles all about. And so that's what we'll have to do, and we'll have to do it with just the two of us. So we usually do these previews as a chance to give everyone a heads up as to what we'll be talking about in the next month, to share any news. And then Jackie usually pulls some emails, but I guess we'll have to muddle through that on our own today. Let's see what we can do. But why don't we do the stuff we know how to do first? So this month in ABA Inside Track, we're talking about September 2020. And of course, September can mean only one thing, Diana.
It's Supervision September.
That's right. This month, it's episodes all about supervision. So we're going to have 2 full episodes about supervision. We're going to have a live, about as live as any talk can be these days. The live talk that we did back at the Greater Boston Applied Behavior Analysis for Urban Education Conference, virtual conference back in the spring. So we're going to release that audio. We also have our ever popular book club. We're going to do a supervision book club again. It's been a couple years since we've done one of those. And then we're just going to have kind of a regular old journal club style discussion about supervision enhancements since the last time we talked about supervision. Yes, BACB supervision. So why don't I tell our listeners and viewers out there what it is we're going to actually be reviewing. So we're going to start off, like I said, with our G-BABA talk that we did on providing supervision in the public school system for BCBAs. And so we had 3 articles that we mainly discussed, though, again, anytime we do one of those talks at a conference, it's a little more big picture and a little less here's a detailed dive into the research, though again we always want to make sure we have detailed dives into the research in anything we do. That's kind of our thing, right? So we had 3 articles that we mainly discussed there. They were teaching practitioners to conduct behavioral skills training, a pyramidal approach for training multiple human service staff by Parsons, Rollyson, and Reid from Behavior Analysis in Practice. This is back before they put the dates on the article. So it was way back when. I think it was like 2006 or so. It was mid-2000s, I believe. That's an older one. We have towards a competency-based, ethical, and socially valid approach to the supervision of applied behavior analytic trainees by Turner, Fischer, and Luiselli. And that is that's from Behavior Analysis in Practice 2016.
After they put the dates on.
Yes. And Supervisor Support as a Predictor of Burnout and Therapeutic Self-Efficacy in Therapists Working in ABA Schools by Gibson, Gray, and Hastings from the Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders, 2009. So we will be discussing those 3. Then at the end of the month, we'll be doing a general discussion about updates to BCBA supervision. So how do you best supervise your BCBA candidates and your BCBA students? And we have 2 articles that we'll be discussing there. That's The Apprentice, an innovative approach to meet the Behavior Analysis Certification Board's supervision standards by Hartley, Courtney, Rossworm, and Lamarca from Behavior Analysis in Practice 2016. And some tools for carrying out a proposed process for supervising experience hours for aspiring board-certified behavior analysts by Garza, McGee, Schenk, and Werskirchen from Behavior Analysis and Practice 2018. All right, and I think with all of those, we've hit like most of the big BCBA supervision articles, anything have recently come out. I think we covered almost all of them. And then finally, we're going to do a two-parter that is going to be a deep dive, our book clubs. We love doing the book clubs because we love having something a little different than just, research. A book is kind of a nice summary of lots of research. And we're picking an oldie but a goodie, and that's Aubrey Daniels, Bringing Out the Best in People. Ooh.
Second edition.
Second edition, How to Apply the Astonishing Power of Positive Reinforcement. And this is a book that you'll have to listen to the episode, but it's a book that is near and dear to all of our hearts. So we broke that up into two because it's very hard to get through an entire book in an hour-long podcast. We try our best, but it starts getting kind of mushy. So we said, let's do two parts. That's usually what we do for our book clubs. And we're very excited to have another Supervision book club. It's the first time in a little while. So that is our Supervision September. 4 whole episodes dedicated to supervision. And hey, for you BCBAs out there who are looking to have enough continuing education learning credits to maintain your certification in supervision, well, guess what? You listen to the whole month, you got an extra one. We got even more than you need.
It's the first time we've had 4.
That's just how the months work. That's how the
worked out
calendar
that
worked
way.
this month. So we got all supervision. We didn't want to stop with the theme, though, and do like one random unrelated. So all supervision. So again, if you're like, oh man, I gotta recertify and I want to learn about supervision. If there were just one awesome place I could do it, well, guess what? Your wishes have come true. We hope you're welcome. You'll have to let us know at the end of the month, I guess. So that's one bit of awesome news. I have another bit of awesome news, Diane, if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
One of the things that we really love about doing this podcast is getting the chance to meet with other professionals. But for 3 individuals who have full-time jobs and are sort of doing this as a hobby of sorts, it becomes hard to keep some of that momentum going. So certainly we have our social media presence. We're on Facebook and Instagram. We're trying to do extra stuff on Instagram, some stuff on Facebook. We've tried to do some, before everything got shut down, we were doing a couple live events where we're doing something a little more fun. We had our trivia night. But it really has been sort of a challenge to see, well, what else can we do? And in terms of adding, let's do more podcasts or let's do more, things online for folks. It really became a bit of a challenge to find out how would we do that? What would we do? What would people even want to do? So with that in mind, we thought, you know what, let's give it a shot. A lot of people are home. A lot of people are not able to see as many of their colleagues as possible. This might be a good time to try something a little extra. So what we wanted to do, because we wanted this to be something extra for listeners who were interested, is we are going to be, well, as of this being released, we have launched a Patreon page. Now, for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it's a chance for fans or for listeners or for people who enjoy a product from all sorts of walks of life to receive kind of extra services. There's a small fee that's attached with those. I'll describe what that is. But really, it's just a chance. If you just like listening to the podcast, great, keep listening. They're always going to be free. But if you want something a little extra, or you wanted to do something a little different, or you wanted a chance to sort of have some more say as to some of what our activities are going to be in the future, well, hey, this is a great time to do that. So again, we're still going to be talking to people on social media like we always have. We're not changing anything. This is just something we thought would be a good way to add it. And if people are interested, great, we can always do more. If people aren't interested, well, hey, we gave it a try, and we've learned. We'll have learned from that process too. Because again, this is a two-way street. Doing this podcast always have been. So we're really excited to have this opportunity. We're going to be doing activities throughout the whole month to kind of get people interested, to give them a sense of what that is going to be. But what that means, if you're interested in, you can go to the Patreon page at patreon.com/ABA Inside Track for more information. But we have our social tracker tier. So for $5 a month, you're able to join us for a bi-monthly, and I mean bi-monthly, every other month, social event. We'll sort of have like a general topic, but it's really a chance to kind of virtually get together with me and Jackie and Diana and any interested listeners out there to sort of talk about what's going on in the world of being a BCBA. We'll usually have like a big central topic we're interested in, but again, it's just a chance to really connect. Something a little bit more personal than, say, you might get just from doing kind of Facebook Lives where you can chat and comment. It's a chance to actually, really interact and hopefully continue to build your network of BCBA friends and neighbors, I guess we would call it. For $10 a month, we have the erudite tracker level.
Ooh.
And for that, we will
Sounds
be doing,
fancy.
just like we're doing this month, we're doing our behavior analyst book club. We'll be doing 3 more of those per year. So
Per month. No, just
yeah,
kidding.
per month. Yikes.
That would be
it's
impossible.
a lot of books. No, but we'll do 3 more of those. And those will be good for 2 CEs each month. And those, again,
So it's a triennial?
a triennial, additional podcast only for patrons. And those will be good for a total of 6 CEs throughout the year. And those just come as being a part of the Patreon. You don't have to go to the store because they won't be available for anyone who's not a patron of ABA Inside Track. And we also have some extra bonuses. You'll get a free special sticker that we have Hollis Irvin from Sycamore Workshop working on those designs right now. You'll also get a discount at our CE store, as well as access to the bi-monthly social virtual meetup. And then if you really are always thinking, you know what, I bet I could be on a podcast. I actually want to be on an episode of ABA Inside Track. Well, we've got the $20 a month tier for the Inside Tracker. So on that tier, not only will you get everything we've discussed, but you will get to be a member of the panel for our book club podcast when we record those. So you'll actually be able to share your thoughts. And we're very excited to offer that because it's not something we get to do very often. And certainly if you're someone who's a student, you haven't had a chance to publish, but you want to get a chance to practice and share your thoughts on behavior analysis, well, this might be the tier for you. Also comes with a larger discount to the CE store. And since you would be technically a co-host of the show, we're going to be giving you a mug, a special Inside Tracker mug. Again, not available in any of our previous merch stores. This is a new design developed by Hollis Irvin from Sycamore Workshop. We're very excited to share those pictures of the development a little bit later this month. So again, 3 different tiers depending on how interested you are, and they're all, again, they're optional. The show's not going away. We're not going to stop the show. This is just something we wanted to add extra for fans of the show or for folks who just want to do a little bit more, have more interaction opportunities with the show. And a bonus this month, anyone who signs up this month, so from when this launches, or technically when the Patreon launch, but when you're seeing this to the end of the month, you will get a credit for a free CE from our CE store. So that's any CE that you want. You get a special code when you sign up. You use that code, you get 1 free CE. Then after that, if you're at the certain tiers at the $10, $20 a month tier, you'd get a coupon code every single month as well. So we're going to be learning how to do this. We're going to have a lot of events. We're going to do another Name That Tune or Songs in the Key of Operational Definitions. We're going to hopefully do like a social get-together, sort of as a preview of what the social get-togethers might be like in the future. But we're going to be doing a whole bunch of events this September. So keep an eye on our Instagram and Facebook page and on that Patreon page. That's again, patreon.com/ABA Inside Track. We're really excited and we hope you are too. We hope you will come join us there. All right, so that's the news of the month.
Great. So I've been thinking, and I wonder if triannual means 3 times a year and triennial means every 3 years. So I feel like the Tri-Wizards tournament is triennial.
Well, what we're offering is 3 times a year.
Okay, fine.
So
English
it's not
language
one
really needs to get a handle on
I will be say I'd feel really bad for someone who's like I want to give to your Patreon page. I'd like something every 3 years.
In 3 years, please.
That's not a good, that's a bad proposition value. So we want to give you everything we can. So yes, not once every 3 years, 3 times a year.
Fortnightly.
Yes. And again, we're really excited. We have some ideas of what we might do with for patrons in the future. But for now, we wanted to kind of launch with these activities. So we hope you like them. But again, if you're interested in joining, one of the great things is you get a chance to have a little more interaction with us, which means you get to tell us a little more of what patrons want. And we will do our best to make your wishes come true. I don't quite know how this
You might be overselling
works.
it.
Okay, maybe that's a little much.
Okay.
All right, so let's move into errata. It's a section of the show where we usually have Jackie share emails, but I guess we'll muddle through the best we can with some emails and some comments from iTunes, or from Apple Podcasts, I should say.
Sure thing. Right. So we've had lots of emails come in. Thanks everybody for writing in. I will select a few to review. And we've also had several people make comments on the website. And there's a spot to do that underneath each episode. So you guys can go in there and write comments, and then Rob's usually the one that writes back on those. So feel free to do that. And then one of the comments that I was just going to highlight from the website was on episode 21. Listener Heidi wrote in to say we were talking, episode 21 is about the good behavior game. So we were talking about varying types of group contingencies. And we had mentioned the game Pandemic as being a cooperative group game in which everyone's going to win or lose together, right? So it's an interdependent group contingency there. And she was just writing in to say that she really liked that game and liked that it was collaborative instead of other games in the same genre like Risk, where it's every person for themselves. So it's a very timely game to be playing currently, and we have been doing so. We have the legacy version
It's Pandemic Legacy
of Pandemic, where every time you play, things just get worse and worse. So it really closely mimics life, and it's getting a little too close for comfort for me.
And
I would say
we're playing that with my brother and our sister-in-law, who is also a behavior analyst. So we have 75% BCBAs playing the game. I think we're losing because our 25%. My brother was like, I'm going to go into business, and
it's just a
he's
really
trying.
hard game.
He's trying. We're trying to give him positive
It's
reinforcement.
hard to win a pandemic.
It is hard to
Turns
win a
out.
pandemic. I know. Even with all our behavior analytic know-how, we're still struggling a bit.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Heidi, for writing in for that. And then we had an email from listener Monica, and she was writing in because she said she is working on getting her BCBA, and she's been working through the episode list. She started at the beginning, so good for you, Monica. You have like 130 something episodes to go through. So at the time of this writing, she had gotten to episode 13, and she wanted to write to us about episode 13 because that's our episode on transitioning to adulthood with Dr. Peter Gerhardt. So she wanted to write in to say that she has an autistic daughter who is going through that transition to adulthood and wanted to talk a little bit with us. I'm not going to share a lot of details, but just of that experience for her and what that's been like, and trying to find resources for adults can be really challenging. She wanted to share that they were able to find some programs to work on community skill building and things like that, which seemed really promising. And for her, I think it just allowed an additional perspective. So she wanted to say thank you to us for that episode. We want to say thank you to Dr. Gerhardt because I always am very inspired by his talks, and they're also quite sobering, just thinking about the level of work in the field that needs to be done as far as dedicating resources to autistic individuals who have aged out of the educational system. So thank you so much, Monica, for writing in. It was a really sweet email that you sent, and we appreciate it very much. And then finally, let me just locate my last one. Listener Crystal wrote in, hey Crystal, to ask which of our episodes are for ethics CEs. And we get this type of question a lot. So we have episodes that are just regular learning CEs, episodes that are ethics CEs, episodes that are supervision CEs. And I want to make sure everyone knows that when you go to the website, if you click on the button that says previous episodes, there's a search bar there and you can search. So if you type ethics in, all of the ethics episodes will come up for you. Same for supervision, same for any particular topic that you might be interested in. Or if you're like, oh, I know that they had an article, by, I don't know, Greg Hanley. Let me look up Hanley. Then you'll get everything that we've reviewed that had his name as an author, for example. So you can certainly do that. I'll also tell you right now that our ethics episodes are 17, 26, 51, 52, 88, and 105. Okay? So that's that. And then after supervision, we should have another one coming out pretty soon after that as well. And then for supervision, we've always grouped those into the supervision September chunks. So that is episodes 38, 39, and 40, episodes 63, 64, 65, episodes 97, 98, 99, and then the current ones that are coming out this September are our supervision episodes. So you can navigate the website that way to find those, or you can memorize what I just said, which is what I did.
Excellent.
Thanks, Crystal.
All right. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks, Diana. We also actually, I know you thought those are the last of the emails. We actually have been able, I don't know how we figured it out, but we've been able to figure out how to find reviews on Apple Podcasts, of which we were really excited to see. There's 371 people who've gone to the trouble of rating our show. So
wow.
thank you so
Thanks,
much
everyone.
for giving us a rating. Occasionally we'll find them and then the app will change and then we can't find them anymore.
It's very confusing.
But I decided, since Jackie's not here, we don't always look at that. Let's try it. We're muddling through. And we did actually find some recent reviews. So we have a nice one titled "A Fun, Witty, Educational Podcast by Powerlifter to Be." As a soon-to-be BCBA and someone interested in a doctoral after, whoa, this podcast has given me a greater understanding of the breadth of the research in various topics and are, best of all, applicable to my current clinical practice. Thank you to Rob, Diana, and Jackie. Oh, thank you so much, Powerlifter to be.
Sweet.
We also have another one from Ablev1, just titled Awesome. Oh, so nice. I just started listening to these podcasts, and I'm loving them. I'm in the car for a while to get to work, and these come in handy, especially when I need just a few CEUs, even if I don't need the CEUs, LOL. Engaging and interesting. Thank you. Oh, wow. So
nice.
this is so great. And again, looking through a couple other, folks who are, sharing the
Cool.
podcast with their friends, it means so much to us because,
Thank
originally
you.
the only people who would share this podcast with their friends were us. And we
Right.
only have so many friends. So it means
My
so
mom,
much to
but
us.
she's not a BCBA,
No,
so it wasn't
her network
helpful.
is very small of BCBAs. It's you and me. So thank you so much. So again, a lot of places that you can reach out to us. So I guess that brings us to the end of the show. But if you're
Sounds like
interested in leaving reviews on Apple Podcasts, hey, guess what? We can read them again. Hooray! Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our preview episode for the month. We've got Supervision September coming up. We've got the Patreon launching. We've got lots of fun September activities that we're going to be posting on the Patreon page and on the Facebook page. Very, very cool. We're super excited. In the meantime, though, if you want to get in touch with us, there are a lot of ways you can do that. Like we already said, anywhere this podcast posts, so Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, you can subscribe, you can leave reviews, you can leave comments. You can find us on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and again, now on the Patreon page, patreon.com/ABA Inside Track. You can also certainly go to the website, abainsidetrack.com, to find links to all of the articles that we are going to be discussing this month, as well as a link to Bringing Out the Best in People on, I believe it's on Amazon. There's plenty of places you can get it. Maybe you want to get the new 3rd edition and tell us what's different about it, because we had like 5 copies of the 2nd edition, but none of the 3rd. I don't think Supervision's changed that much in the business world since we read the book, since we all read the book. And of course, you can find these posted on YouTube, where we have the YouTube subtitling feature available. And then there's always good old email, where you can write us a line at abainsidetrack@gmail.com. Well, until next month, when Jackie promised, like she said in her video she sent us, she'll be back for Halloween in October. But we'll be here, and hopefully you will be too. But until then, keep responding. Bye.
Bye.